Oh, man. That has been a rough year, let me tell you. Hello, everyone. I'm Sacrabalic, your Envoy of Hope, and welcome to the third annual Dialogue Tree Awards, which is sort of like the fourth award ceremony I've done. How is everyone? I dress like this every year. But, welcome, everyone. Welcome, Maid. How are you? Here we are again. Another year. Another me actually doing the thing I said I was going to do. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine me actually keeping a schedule related exclusively to podcasts and nothing else? Because I think I streamed 12 times, period. Spent my entire day off playing Trials in the Sky. That is a game that I have been meaning to play, and I have not. But what are we doing, everyone? This is an occasion. And on a special occasion, we need a special beverage. So you know what time it is. Champagne, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking do it. Let's fucking do it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm afraid. Oh, it's making sounds. Oh, it's making sounds. It's making fucking sounds. It's making... Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. I just don't want to get hit with this fucking cork. You've been meaning to play... Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh. I'm like... Oh, there we go. There we fucking go. There we fucking go. Now, I know what you're all wondering. Are we going to see that ghetto-ass... plastic margarita glass again this year? And I will have you know that I have upgraded. Y'all, here in year 4, I guess, we've got a champagne flute. Yeah! Look at that. You can see the fucking bubbles as that thing goes fucking crazy. Look at that. We are here, finally. And it took 4 years, but we're here with the bubbles. Cheers! Oh, yeah, baby. That is the stuff. Anyway, I already own the original, and I will probably play the original, but I have heard good things about the remake. That said, you're watching at 160p, so you cannot see the bubbles. Well, let me tell you, they're fucking bubbly, alright? They're fucking going. I don't know, if I bring it really close, maybe? There we go. Hell yeah, baby. Let's fucking do it. Let's take another sip. This is the peak drinking stream, everyone. This is it. And to be clear, we are indeed drinking real champagne. Specifically, it's California champagne, which, fun fact, if you want to know what the difference between champagne and sparkling white wine is, it's that champagne is made in a place called Champagne. And that's about it. That's basically it. It's just made somewhere that's called Champagne. Used to be you could only make champagne in Champagne, Italy. But I assume they renamed, I assume they named part of California Champagne just so Champagne, a famous wine country, can make their own champagne. I assume that's what happened. To the original, I will say the remake does have a better translation than the original, which had some big, albeit funny personality changes to certain characters, including the protagonist. I've heard bits and bobbles about the differences between the games. Excuse me. We're sophisticated tonight. We talk about bits and bobbles as we sip our champagne. Champagne is in France. It's also in California. Look, you might be right about that. But in my defense, I've had half a glass of champagne. So, checkmate. But don't worry, we're not just drinking champagne. I've also got this bottle of 100 proof vodka. So, hundred proof vodka, everyone. Ugh. Kaido, welcome. Thank you for the sub. How are you? It has been a while because entirely my fault because I have not been streaming. I have streamed twice this month, and that is a record over the past like 5 months. You are good. Okay. Well, as you can see, we're drinking vodka and champagne, which, as we have just learned, is from Italy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. I'm admittedly not actually the biggest champagne fan. I moved to a new apartment in the past 5 months. Ooh, nice. How's that working out for you? Anyway, yeah, here we are. We all know, look, it's year 4. This is the 3rd annual Awesome Sauce so far. Nice. Nice. Look, we know what we're here for. This is the 3rd annual award ceremony, all right, of the Dialogue Tree Awards. And then there was the Cold Topic Awards that never got a sequel. So, we know what's happening. We know the rules. We know the nominees. We're all prepared. Although, apparently, if the goal is to drink this entire bottle of champagne, which, of course, is from Italy, then I should be taking this very slowly. So we're going to do some slow drinking. This fucker is going to go on for a while, is the thing. Just so I don't die of alcohol poisoning. So we're going to vamp for time sometimes. I know in a lot of like big name Emmy Award ceremonies, they'll have a host, and the host will do stand-up. And I respect stand-up comedians. Possibly too much for me to actually attempt to do stand-up. Because I am not capable of doing stand-up. I thought about it. I was like, should I make a stand-up routine? I actually thought about, this is true, I thought about making a stand-up routine for the start of this stream. And I got about 3 seconds into it when I realized I don't even know how to start to make a stand-up routine. I have 0 fucking ideas on how you do it. The craft is beyond me. So I gave that up the fucking immediately. And you know what? You're welcome. By the way, this is glass. Very few stand-up comedy has made me. I used to be really into stand-up comedy when I was younger. Hold on. I used to be really into stand-up comedy when I was younger. And I kind of fell off with it. I was a pretty big Dimitri Martin fan. But yeah, not. You can go for the Jerry Seinfeld. So have you guys heard about... Have you guys heard about airline food? You ever been on an airplane? How do airplanes work? I mean, you got this big metal bird, and you put it up in the sky, and it doesn't fall? Absurd! Crazy! And here we are, in this big metal bird, with like 100 other people, right? Eating this airline food, and you look at the world, and what do you see? A fucking flat plane! You expect me to believe... That actually got me. You expect me to believe the world is flat? If it's round, if it's so round, why can't I see the curve? Hashtag where's the curve? You can't prove the Earth's round because it's not. Everyone knows it makes more sense if the Earth is instead a flat disk, but it's got a glass dome over the top, and there is a firmament of moving lights that travels across the top of this firmament, and the water is kept in by a huge ice wall that surrounds the outer level of the world. But what you don't know, what they're keeping from you, they're doing this. They lie about the shape of the Earth. Hold on. They're lying about the shape of the Earth so that it's easier to lie to you about other things. You see, because the big thing they're trying to hide from you is that if you manage to get through the other end of that ice wall, you think you end up in space? Space is a lie, you fucking moron. Everyone knows that beyond that is another set of secret continents and another ice wall. Yeah, that's what they're lying to you about. Did you ever think about that? Nah, sheep. Sheep is what you all are. Thus have been enlightened by my superior intellect and knowledge of the flattest of the earths. Is that where the mole people live? No, that's hollow earth theory. That's a different idea. But you know what? You know what? Fuck it. Let's play in this space. Yeah, actually. So, wait, is there a North Pole? And there is. Okay, so you get to the. Okay, so here's the. The Earth is a cylinder, right? The Earth is a cylinder. But like a spiky cylinder, so that there's no, like, it's not round at the edges because it's spiky because of the ice. So if you do get to the center in the Arctic, there is a 5-mile hole that leads into the depths of the cylinder, and that's where the mole people live. And you can trade pants with them, which was something that real-life President John Quincy Adams attempted to do. He funded an expedition to trade with mole people. He did that. He fucking did that. That was stopped by my favorite president, Andrew Jackson, who was also a crazy person, but he was fascinating. Although, John Quincy Adams funded a mole people expedition, so maybe I don't want to say that, you know, fucking Quincy Adams was not also a fascinating individual. Oh no, none of this is good. The part that's getting cut is the part where I'm fucking around trying to get the audio working, and the audio is not working. But this is all staying in, baby. This is the award ceremony. This is how you award shit. I gotta get through a bottle of champagne, and I gotta not pass out from alcohol poisoning. So, excuse me. But, fun fact about John Quincy Adams, despite, other than, was he the president that was naked all the time? One of the presidents, and I do think it was John Quincy Adams, but you feel free to fact check me on this one, because it might have been a different one, was like super into, like, nudism, and he would just, like, wander around the White House yard, like, naked all the fucking time. I don't know if that was John Quincy Adams. I think it was, actually. But, yeah, he was unseated from his presidency by Andrew Jackson, and that was, I believe, the election of 1824, which was a fascinating election because it is basically the first election that sort of mirrored our modern-day political leanings. It was, in fact, John Quincy Adams. Thank you. Thanks for the fact check on that one. Anyway. Yeah, so basically, this says, like, the first election where presidential candidates were slandering each other. And Andrew Jackson was on that kind of shit where it's like, hey, John Quincy Adams is an idiot that is funding mole people expeditions. We cannot elect this man. That's what he was on. That was John Quincy Adams. That was Andrew Jackson's gimmick. He was like, John Quincy Adams is a fucking moron. And John Quincy Adams' reply was, what was it? Like the coffin pamphlets, I believe? Their coffin chronicle, something like that. So, It was these pamphlets that were distributed, and there were, like, coffins listed on them, and they were people's names. And this is real. Each person's name that was written on the coffin was someone that Andrew Jackson killed. Apparently, Lyndon B. Johnson at one point stripped naked and discussed the economy with reporters. Okay, so Lyndon B. Johnson... Okay, actually, we're going to put a 10-minute in that. But remind me about Lyndon B. Johnson, though. Because Lyndon B. Johnson is also a famous figure. Mostly because he had a big dick. I mean, he did other things. Didn't he sign the Civil Rights Act? Wasn't that Lyndon B. Johnson? But also, he had a big dick. That was his... fun fact. The only way to discuss the economy. So it was just like multiple pamphlets printed of just names of Andrew Jackson people that Andrew Jackson killed, because Andrew Jackson was a fucking lunatic person. He actually threw a 2-week rager on the White House lawn when he was elected, and they had to, like, ferry him out the back because the rager got a little too ragery. So, like, yeah, Andrew Jackson is fucking fascinating individual, and the election of 1824 is quite possibly the worst election in U.S. history. I would say that the 2024... we're getting political. That's what we're doing in this award ceremony. I will say that the 2024 election was pretty close. Pretty close to as much of a shit show as 1824. What? Interesting that happened, huh? It was both the 24s, huh? Yeah, the 1824 election was a complete shit show, but you know what? So was 2024. Burt Ward had a guy who played Robin in the 60s, but his dick so big, TV censors said he could go on TV in those tights because the bulge was too noticeable, so they make special underwear for him to bind that fucker down. Yeah, additional fun fact about Burt Ward, they actually wanted to, sort of, like, chemically castrate him. Something like that, supposedly, and he was like, well, I'm not fucking doing that, and then Adam West, like, jumped in and was like, no, fuck off, eat a dick. Something like that. He was like, absolutely fucking not. That's not happening. Anyway, yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson had a really big dick. Fun fact. President Lyndon B. Johnson. Also, correct me if I'm wrong. Fuck these sickest, man. Also, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Lyndon B. Johnson only president because fucking Kennedy died? Or am I getting this wrong? You're not gonna believe this. That one glass of wine got me fucking drunk. Was the third after the president. Yeah. So, okay. So, not elected. So, yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson. Here's why we know Lyndon B. Johnson had a big dick. He would not stop showing people it, is the problem. He was like people talk about, like, the fucking issues with, like, Clinton and shit. Lyndon B. Johnson, well, okay, to be fair, Clinton has a lot of pictures with Epstein. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm not alleging anything. I am saying he has a lot of pictures with Epstein. I'm saying proportionally to the average person, there are more Clinton pictures with Epstein than there are the average person with pictures with Epstein. But anyway, moving on from that subject, though, yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson had a really big dick, and he knew it, and he loved to show people. And apparently one of the things he would do is he would just, like, whip his dick out and be like, hey, you ever seen a bigger dick? And apparently the answer was always no. So, I don't think we know how big Lyndon B. Johnson's dick was, but his last name is fucking Johnson. So, think about that, I guess. Also, apparently, he was kind of a huge asshole, and he once, like, whipped his dick out and, like, pissed on the shoes of one of the Secret Service members. At least he could prove it. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, huge dick, also huge dickwad. I am, again, pretty sure he did sign the Civil Rights Act, though. So, fucking... Johnson's rights legacy was shaped by the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So I don't know what you do with that information. One of those individuals historically that are just like really complicated. Like good politics. Huge dickhead? I don't know. I think if you're like whipping your dick out unprompted and showing people, that's like really not cool. Vietnam. Oh, did he also start Vietnam? Vietnam lasted for so long I don't even remember who fucking started Vietnam. Yeah, really complicated presidency on Lyndon B. Johnson. The kind of presidency you only get when someone is not fucking elected president. Which real talk, we have a chance of seeing in 2026 with fucking JD Vance. Because assuming there's a fucking blue wave in 26, which I would be almost shocked if there fucking wasn't, unless the election is like actually stolen. Yeah, they're like the Republican Party currently to this day is actually prepping for an impeachment for Trump because they see this coming. So yeah, I don't know. It's possible that we could be having, and I would not be fucking shocked because he is stepping on a lot of toes with Venezuela right now. But yeah, fuck it, we're getting political. I don't care. Fuck Trump. I don't think there's a single person subscribed to me that likes Trump. I don't think that was controversial. Yeah. So yeah, we could be getting JD Vance, who is mostly a puppet for fucking CEOs and shit like that. I don't know. I didn't vote for him. I voted for Kamala, but there we go. Now you know something about me. Yeah, but the least controversial sect. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, politics is fucking fascinating. I love learning about presidents is a fun thing about me. I'm drunk already? And that's kind of hard to believe because I've had 2 glasses, but I'm going to say that these champagne flutes are actually kind of crazier because I'm like halfway through this bottle already. So I think there's only like 4 or 5 champagne flutes worth of champagne in this. Excuse me. If we're not careful, I'm going to have drank all of the champagne before we award a single award, which is hilarious. But something we should probably be concerned about. But yeah, I had a nice steak earlier, actually. Because I always make sure to do a steak or something, like something heavily meaty, before a stream I know I'm going to get fucking absolutely plastered on. Because it actually helps slow the absorption of the alcohol. So, yeah, also I had like some Powerade and stuff like that. So I should be good. So no one concern themselves about me outside of this vodka I'm chugging. So we should probably start, honestly. The very real vodka I'm definitely drinking. We should probably start. What the fuck did I do this year? Oh, yeah, this was actually a really slow year for me. I mostly just worked the whole time. It was actually really sucky. And then for a lot of the games I did, it was just like Stellaris is the problem, which I can't really give any awards to. So, yeah, there wasn't a lot of meat or potatoes. The DLC award wasn't given this year, isn't even part of the competition on account of I hadn't done enough DLC, unless I guess it was probably El Stellaris. And there's no movie award because I found out I only watched 3 movies. So, yeah, for the first time since the dawn of the award ceremony, there is no movie award. I will tell you right now that I believe the 3 movies I watched were the Venture Bros movie, The Menu, and the Dungeons and Dragons movie, the latest one, Honor Among Thieves. And I'm going to tell you right now, the winner would have been The Menu. So, take that for what you will, I guess. Menu's a good film. Check that out. Anyway, yeah, let's start off with the first award. We're actually at 30 minutes in, and something is actually getting nominated for an award at this point. We have gotten to Album of the Year. These are, of course, as a reminder, whatever I partook in the year and then reviewed on Dialogue Tree. This has nothing to do with what came out this year. So, re-listened to The College Dropout by one Kanye West, not condoning Kanye West, obviously. Definitely going through a Nazi period, which he has apologized for, but on the other hand, how many people have to apologize for having a Nazi period? Not I, says the Fox. Don't Tap the Glass by Tyler, the Creator. Goodbye, Good Riddance by Juice WRLD, I believe. And of course, Graduation by one Kanye West. A small little Nazi period. Yes. Okay, yeah, all of these are actually, like, solid albums, is the shocking part. Some might be surprised at the lack of Chromacopia from Tyler, and to be honest, I don't know, I didn't really vibe with Chromacopia as much as I did, sort of like Igor or something. Something about that dance vibe with fucking Don't Tap the Glass, though, really hit with me. These are all four very solid albums as far as, like, hip-hop goes, which is pretty much the only thing I fucking listened to and bothered to review. I too liked Igor more. Yeah, Igor was fucking bomb. Did I give Igor an award? Probably. I don't know if I gave Igor. Igor probably deserved an award. I don't know what Igor went up against. Oh, no, Igor was in a year where there was no album awards, so Igor didn't get an award. But I am pretty confident Igor would have gotten an award. Had it been in a year where there were awards given, I probably would have given Igor an award. Igor was a fucking good album. Anyway. Yeah, all of these are actually kind of bangers. And I don't think there's any more lead into this. I think it's just time to give an award away now. So, boom! The award goes to The College Dropout, the debut album from Kanye West. Now, I think there's a few things that need to be said as an explanation for this. Number one, fuck Kanye. I think everyone can kind of agree. I will say that Kanye is going through a sort of like bipolar, manic depressive episode where he's having a meltdown, and also his brain is melting from apparently the amount of nitrous he is doing because of a shit doctor that is trying to poison him and steal his money, allegedly. I don't know all the details. That is what I have heard from the tabloid media. Has he accepted the gay fish meme? Gay fish nature. So in the songs, in the music he makes, he's accepted the gay fish thing. But, like, whenever they interview him about the gay fish thing, he kind of just, like, really doesn't like it. So no? I think. So yeah, The College Dropout is an absolutely fantastic album. What I think really makes it throughout the course of this entire thing, other than like the amazing production and the just sort of like heart that all of the songs have, is that final song where you just get like 7 minutes of Kanye giving you a heart-to-heart on his journey. Just such a fantastic ride. In that regard, I would say that, like, Don't Tap the Glass is a great dance album, but it does feel a lot more shallow. And compared to a sort of, like, Graduation, I like every song on Graduation, but weirdly, the fact that every one of them is so bombastic doesn't lead up to being as great of an album. Whereas Goodbye and Good Riddance has a lot of heart, just like The College Dropout, but the main issue I have is that it's, like, almost too repetitive, too long. It goes on. It outstays its welcome a little bit. Now, it is a good album, don't get me wrong, because as we say every time, what's that? What's happening? It's an honor to even be nominated. And I had listened to more than 4 albums this year. So these really are the 4 best of the best I would consider. But, like, The College Dropout, and believe me, like, Kanye's such a shit now that if I could not give him an award, I would not give him an award. But I'm sorry. It's like, I almost want to not like it, but it's a fucking good album. Is the problem. So we will continue to see how Kanye continues to improve as we go through the albums throughout the year. I will eventually be reviewing the Nazi albums. Probably not getting nominated. Probably not that good. I have now the thing about the Nazi albums is I've heard they're not good, but I don't know if they're not good because they're the Nazi albums or because they're not good. Now, I want to be clear, fuck Nazis. But a banger's a banger is all I'm saying. Me talking about Rurouni Kenshin. It's very much a Rurouni Kenshin series. I will also extend that to, like, Harry Potter. Because while we're at it, you know, like, Harry Potter's really, like... people are trying to, like, retcon people into being like, oh, Harry Potter was never good. Harry Potter fucking slaps. I'm sorry. Everything she's done post Harry Potter, including talk about Harry Potter, fucking sucks. But Harry Potter as a series of 7 novels, I've read like 1,000 times. I'm telling you, there might be some issues. Those novels are fucking good. There's kind of no way around it. And, but like, fuck J.K. Rowling is the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's this sort of, like, insistence that, like, bad people can't make good art. And unfortunately, the problem is, it's not true. You get a Kanye West drop and a College Dropout, or, I'm sure spoilers for the year of 2026, a fucking My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, because there's, like, a 0% chance My Beautiful Dark... Look, I'm gonna spoil the next award ceremony. Here's your winner for next year for Album of the Year. It's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I don't care what I'm fucking listening to. That is what will be winning next year. There's your fucking spoiler. But, yeah. But you are like the Rurouni Kenshin guy, fucking J.K. Rowling, Kanye West. I'm going to argue, maybe this is a controversial opinion, of the 3 of those people, I do think the Rurouni Kenshin guy might be the worst one. I don't know if that's controversial, but if I had to say fuck that person specifically, it might be the Rurouni Kenshin guy. Oh, for realsies? There's a lot of early 2010s emo bands, which I include in the list. Never super into emo music, but I can imagine. Bad people can make good art. Black metal is a general... Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. What is it? Mayhem is the band? I don't know how good Mayhem is, but I know they're, like, really well regarded, but also, woo, shit. You know what I'm saying? And the best music that made that genre was made by a serial arsonist, murderer, neo-Nazi. Oh, yeah, that's made. Okay, yeah, there we go, then. There we go, then. So, yeah, I mean, like, fuck Kanye, but goddamn, pre-crazy Kanye, pre-cry for attention and help Kanye, College Dropout, goddamn. I miss the old Kanye. Is what I'm saying. I think the moral of the story is I miss the old Kanye. Alright. I was glancing at my Rurouni Kenshin poster. I bet it's so good. He is totally the worst. Actually, no, Barzum. Oh, okay. But it wasn't that the same guy? I thought that was the same guy. Or I thought that was like, I mean, obviously, like, it's like a whole band. But I thought that was, like, the same, like, lead singer man. My sister made me take down the Rurouni Kenshin, and I agree. That's fair. There's certain things that you're, like, The problem is, like, whenever I have to be, like, when someone's like, who's your favorite rapper? I'm always like, ew. Can I fucking not answer? They had some pretty good music because they were a little more try-hard and edgy. Gotcha. It was a memory of a different time. That's always the worst when you have to be like, ugh. Alright. The guy from Barzum was the second bass player Mayhem, so he's Mayhem, though his contribution is smaller. Oh, okay. Alright, next award is Show of the Year. This had some competition, and I actually struggled to decide what would even be nominated, believe it or not. I watched 8 shows this year. And so we have Invincible, Season 3. Gentry Chow versus the Underworld. King of the Hill, Season 14, and Scissor 7, the whole show except for Season 5, basically. Though we did kill the guitarist, so that was, I would say, a big contribution, just not for the music. That's fair. That's a fair point. Can't say he didn't have an impact on the band. All of these are on here for a reason. Invincible, Season 3, good continuation, definitely an improvement over Season 2. Maybe didn't hit the heights of Season 1, but pretty solid. Gentry Chow, sleeper hit, came out of nowhere, Netflix original series, about sort of like a character connecting with the roots and stuff like that. And also, if I remember, they're like grandpa, I'm fucking drunk. I'm drunk. Y'all know I'm drunk, right? Hold on. Let me take a hit of some more vodka so we can get more fucking drunk! Hell yeah. King of the Hill, Season 14. It's King of the Hill, baby. It's King of the Hill. And then Scissor 7, which is a Donghua, which I refuse to acknowledge as an anime, and thus forth totally qualifies. Yeah. That's called having standards. That's called having standards and consistency. Something kids these days don't know nothing about. Kid these days have... I don't know what I'm talking about. Kids these days don't have integrity. That's the word. I am desperately searching for the word integrity. Kids these days don't have integrity. They don't know how to keep their donhuas separate from their anime, separate from their cartoons, separate from their French shit. Standards. I don't know if I had anything else to say about this, frankly. Anyway, yeah, we got 4 shows, all good shows. Oh, thank God you had something to say. I say I have standards, but my favorite anime I've seen in the past few months has been Writing Bean, an anime I best described as what happens when all you know about America is 70s and 80s action films. You mean there's more to America than 70s and 80s action films? I don't believe that. That's a lie. I think we're good to give Show of the Year an award to Bum Bum. Bum 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 Bum. I'm doing this with my right hand because I'm using my left hand to lean, which is going to be awkward because I need to actually click a button in a second. Boom! Boom! You'll never know. That's the ultimate award. Ignorance. Enlighten yourself. Learn. Study. Open your third eye and experience reality as it is and not how they tell you to, sheeple. You need to understand that in the Arctic, there's a 5-mile hole that descends into the cylinder Earth where you can trade pants with mole people, and then surrounding the outer edge of the world, because the Earth is a flat cylinder, there is a second set of continents that they don't want you to know about. The winner is Gentry Chow versus the Underworld. That's right. Zach talking like he just tooled Tool for the first time. I'm not sure I've ever heard Tool. But that whole speech was definitely intended and not because I fucked up and hit the wrong button. So, Gentry Chow versus the Underworld. Why did this win? You definitely wouldn't I probably wouldn't. Why did this win? I don't know. I barely know anymore. I straight up do not know. I will say that Invincible Season 3 did feel... The problem with Invincible is that it really has yet to hit the heights of Season 1. Season 1 was so perfectly aligned start to finish. As I was trying to figure out my show of the year, I realized I only watched 3 new shows this year, and everything else was a real... Yeah, that was sort of the issue I had hit with movies. Yeah, Invincible Season 3. The problem is Season 3 was good, but it wasn't as good as Season 1. And also, everyone, goes gaga for the Conquest episode, but, it's really a big, long fight from their Second album onward, their songs average 5 to 10 minutes. You wouldn't. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shut up. If your song is 5 minutes, that's already pushing it. If your song is 10 minutes, you need to shut the fuck up. Yeah, the problem with Invincible is it's just not hitting the season 1 highs. I'm not sure if it ever will. The problem is season 1 was so tight, and they like rewrote it to be perfect to land at that exact zone, that it's just so hard to hit properly. King of the Hill season 14, it's a good revival. There really isn't much to say about it. It was just like, it did what it needed to do to land. And Scissor 7, for everything good it does have some weak aspects to it. Especially Season 1, which was like largely holding it back because this was mostly a compilation of the first 4 seasons. It can't necessarily compete with a tight 1-season, start-to-stop narrative like Gentry Trial versus the Underworld. So, if you have a Netflix, I actually recommend checking it out. But also, it's an honor to even be nominated, and frankly, I would actually recommend checking out basically all of these shows. Fun fact, I recently learned that Scissor 7 Season 5 is in fact on Netflix, so I will probably be watching it at some point. So, I don't know. Look forward to that. But, yeah, we're done with that. I'm inebriated as fuck. I don't know why this is hitting so goddamn hard. But let's wash it down with some fucking vodka! Drink, 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 drink! I have an album by a metal band called Sign, and it has 6 songs, all like 8 to 9 minutes. They have flute and piano solos. It's great, but you hate it. I would. I've heard of that band, and I don't know why, but I've heard of that band. I've heard of a band called Sign before. Alright, let's talk about the next award in our ceremony. It's the Grandma Sack Award. That's right, the Grandma Sack Award is created from the games that Grandma Sack played this year. Fun fact, when I was going over the information and I was talking to Grandma Sack, Japanese metal band that is more popular outside Japan than they are in Japan. Excuse me. That happens sometimes. When I was going over what games Grandma Sack played this year, I came to a startling realization that Grandma Sack played one less game than I did in all of 2025. Only one. I don't know if that says something about how many games she beat last year, or if that says something about how few I beat. But somehow, I only beat one more game. And somehow, they're all signed to a British label that's more popular there. Wow. Somehow, despite the fact that she played so many games last year, every single nominee she created, because again, these are her awards, where she decides what was the best game she played, somehow, all of it is Phoenix Wright related. So, the nominees for the Grandma Sack Award include Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit, Ace Attorney, Apollo Justice. No, actually, I think it's Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice, and following us up with the final entry, Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. You've only played the original. Which is not on here, I believe. I believe we have the second of the Miles Edgeworth games, the first Apollo Justice games, and then the last Apollo Justice, and then the final Phoenix Wright game is what is on this list, if I remember correctly. Y'all, I'm going to be so fucking drunk by the end of the stream. This is going to be a TOS violation. Because I genuinely... I'm already half through. I've dropped my lid. I've dropped my cork. I dropped the cork, everyone. I'm so fucking inebriated, and I'm only half a bottle down, and I have no fucking clue how we are going to get through this entire bottle by the end of the night. I don't know how we're going to do it. I would give you reasons for this, but this isn't my award. And while maybe that's a call to play them, but I ordered a copy of the silver case. I am pretty confident because I watched a YouTuber play most of the Phoenix Wright games, and I'm going to tell you right now, if I had to guess who was better at writing between the Ace Attorney games and fucking the No More Heroes guy, whose name I'd be able to remember, Suda51, it is almost certainly Ace Attorney. It is almost certainly Ace Attorney. That is better. I can almost guarantee you that. Yeah, this isn't my award, so I don't know. Let's go. Ba-boom. 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 My hand's moving so fast it's turning green. It's Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. That's right. When faced down with all of the Ace Attorney games and all the other games that Grandma Sack played this year, she ends up coming to the same conclusion that every Phoenix Wright player came to, which is that Trials and Tribulations is the best. That's like the most lukewarm take ever. I don't know what to do with that, but there you go. It was like, hey, what's your favorite? And it was like, Trials and Tribulations. And I'm like, that's what fucking everyone says. Of course you pick Trials and Tribulations. Is Sudes trying to be serious and not weird and wacky? It was his first game. Didn't he also make Fire Pro Wrestling? Or did that come after Silver Case? I guess that came after Silver Case, but yeah, I don't know. I don't, like, here's the thing. I enjoy No More Heroes, but, like, Suda51's not good. Like, No More Heroes is good, but I don't, but, like, I've played, like, Killer is Dead and shit. Like, Suda51's not good. I don't know how else to say that. He's just not. No, Fire Pro Wrestling is actually crazy. Like, your main character kills themselves at the end of the game. Because Suit is a lunatic. But, yeah. Anyway, there we go. There's the Grandma Sack Award. Okay. Y'all, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get through this champagne. I am wasted. I am fucking drunk. This isn't the drunkest you've seen me. This is not the drunkest you've seen me. The drunkest you've seen me is still definitely Persona Arena, where I just stopped. For 10 minutes, my brain just could not. Lollipop Chainsaw stands out as my favorite, and he didn't write that. James Gunn did, of all people. Killer 7 is easily one of the worst games I played, though. I've never played Killer 7. I've played Lollipop Chainsaw. I played No More Heroes, No More Heroes 2, No More Heroes 3, No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Back, Killer is Dead. I played those. And of those, I enjoyed the No More Heroes games. Excuse me. Travis Strikes Back's a little self-indulgent. I will say that. It's a solid game. It's a little self-indulgent. I've never been a... Like, I own a copy of Lollipop Chainsaw. Like, the original game, not, like, the re-release. And, like, it's fine. It's fine. It's like quirky, but it's like there's nothing there. There's like no meat on those bones. Is part of my problem with Lollipop. And then Killer 7 is just almost like, I don't know. It's like sort of weird for the sake of being weird. I don't feel like it really adds up to anything. So yeah, I don't know. Like No More Heroes is like, part of what makes No More Heroes work is that like Travis is such a good character. I will say that like Juliet is a better character than Mondo, though. I will say that. No More Heroes, Lollipop Chainsaw, Michigan Report from Hell, Fatal Frame 4. Oh yeah, I forgot he did Fatal Frame 4. You should have called me on that. I forgot he did Fatal Frame 4. I played Fatal Frame 4. Okay, you can't possibly argue that Fatal Frame 4 does not go to shit in the second half, though. Like, Fatal Frame 4 loses its fucking plot midway through the game, though. And Ranko Tsukigime's Longest Day. Like, Fatal Frame 4 is really good at the first half, and then the second half you're like, bitch, what are you talking about? Bitch, this is some bullshit. It's the part of the problem with Fatal Frame 4. Not that I didn't enjoy Fatal Frame 4, but it goes to shit in the second half. Fatal Frame 4's problem is that you switch between 3 characters and they all have their own plot threads that barely connect. Yeah, see? That's the problem. The problem with Fatal Frame 4 is it's so fucking messy. It's so messy and it goes to shit in its second half. That's the issue. I mean, it's a solid enough game, but like, come on. Come on. See, I own 5, but I have not played 5. I probably will stream my first time playing 5 on stream, though. I feel obligated to stream 5 on stream, which is Made in the Blackwater. Made in the Blackwater is cool. I remember Made in the Blackwater's advertisement mostly centered around how good the water physics were on the characters' like clothes. I should have got a bigger bottle of vodka. I'm gonna finish off this vodka bottle first, I think. I need to sober up before we get through the awards. Let's, like, get into the video game awards, motherfuckers. What are you talking about? Let's do it. Let's do it. Best soundtrack, baby. I played 10 games last year. So our pickerings are slim, and I am pretty sure every single game I played last year got nominated for something. And then, like, 4, you're, like, juggling 3 different characters with their own plots that barely connect. We got Atelier Marie Remake, The Alchemist of Salzburg, Dispatch, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Poison Control. So, going through these, I will say this is definitely a backdoor politics. Now, I'm going to say this. I've explained how backdoor politics works on 3 different streams at this point. Now, you could say that those streams are 3 years apart, and they are. But I'm going to let you all in on a secret. If you know how the awards are decided, that's like secret forbidden knowledge. Because at this point, I'm no longer going to explain it. I'm no longer going to explain the secrets of the award ceremony. I'm no longer going to explain them. If you know, you know. That's it. You got them. You had years. The VODs are available. That's it. So, best soundtrack. This should probably be renamed to best sound design. But I think it's soundtrack almost exclusively because, like, soundtrack is what stands out usually the most about sound design, unless it's Silent Hill 2, where Akira Yamaoka just fucking nailed it. So, this is like the best songs, I guess, but really it's supposed to be sound design. The best songs portrayed in the games with some caveats. Akira Yamaoka is the composer of Lollipop Chainsaw. What the fuck? I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night, Sack. Made bed is looking cozy too right now. Alright, Kaito, you have a good night. There might be a stream next Sunday. That's all I'm gonna tell you. There actually might be. It's not gonna be entertaining, but it might happen. So, look forward to that, I guess. I'm drunk. I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up is what I'm going to say right now. So, best soundtrack. Boom. Oh, yeah. Do I need to explain this? Yeah. Akira Yamaoka did remake. Atelier Marie is a fucking cheater. Because like Kingdom Hearts in the year before it, it basically has every soundtrack from every fucking Atelier entry. Dispatch, very notable game for its soundtrack. Hollow Knight Silk Song. This is, of course, the sequel to Hollow Knight, which was famous for its soundtrack. Silk Song does not change anything. Poison Control, sleeper hit on this one, actually. But confident enough in its own soundtrack that the game came with a copy of its soundtrack. So, there you go, I guess, on that one. And so, the winner is Poison Control? What? Crazy. Yeah, no, the Poison Control soundtrack fucking slaps, actually. Like, legitimately. Like, actually pretty good. Now, this is, of course, a backdoor politics win. And if you know what that means, good for you. But, which we'll discuss, I guess, probably a little bit later tonight. But, yeah, no, Poison Control soundtrack is, like, actually fucking fantastic, though. And I would say that even if there's some politics involved, it's not as much as you would think. Because this is, like, a clean second place easy. So, yeah, and, of course, reminder, it is an honor to even be nominated, even though I think every game got nominated for at least one award, because I, like, didn't play anything in 2025, basically. But yeah, so Poison Control, solid-ass soundtrack. Solid-ass game, too. But not, like, good enough to get nominated for its gameplay or anything. Alright, moving on, baby. Let's get some more vodka in me. Excuse me. I'm inebriated. I am inebriated. I am just fucking drunk. Oh, good news. They finally sent that SSD. They finally sent it. So, I'm not promising streams, but I am saying that I might be able to get my computer fixed. So that's pretty good. Next up, next award. Here we go. Excuse me. What do we got? Next up, Best Visuals. Best Visuals. Best Visuals is an important award because it is the award for the presentation of the game itself, the visual style, the aesthetic, the art style, the graphics quality, the character design, all of these things. Fun fact, I am so fucking drunk, I don't remember what won. That's where I'm at right now, is that I made these fucking cards, and I don't remember who won this game. I don't remember who got this award, but of course it's an honor to even be nominated. This tells you that of all of the games I played last year, these are the best looking games. These are the ones I would recommend staring at the longest. We have Atelier Ellie, The Alchemist of Salberg 2, Atelier Marie Remake, The Alchemist of Salberg, Dispatch, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. I think I just keep calling it Silk Song because I think everyone forgets that it's actually called Hollow Knight Silk Song and not just Silk Song. But there you go. Alright. So, do I have anything else to address about this point? Not really. The best visual style goes to... was this a backdoor politics win also? I don't remember. I don't remember because I don't fully remember who wins. Done. It's Atelier Ellie, apparently. I didn't remember that, but I understand why. Okay. Alright, so Atelier Ellie probably took this one specifically because it has really standout character design, honestly. The sprite work's pretty good, too, actually. Because this is a PS2 game, there is limits for, like, the graphical quality. But I do remember specifically Ellie having fantastic character design, especially from the teachers like Hermina and Ingrid. Zack fighting with himself to understand. I'm so drunk. I am so drunk. But I do remember with Atelier Ellie, a big thing is, like, the character design of it was fucking fantastic. Especially with, I want to say, Ingrid and Hermina. So there's, like, an island that you get to, which is very important if you're trying to get, like, the best possible ending. And all of the characters there have heterochromia. And what stands out most to me is that, like, without ever discussing it, without ever saying anything, you can tell that the teachers in Ellie were from that island specifically because of their eye coloring. And there's, like, the fact that there's, like, layers of depths about the characters, and you can tell where they're from and stuff like that, just from the designs of the characters themselves, like, that is an actual astounding visual choice. And I will stick with the fact that Ellie is actually, like, really solid from a visual design standpoint. So, there you go. More vodka! More vodka! Bump, bump, bump. Drink, 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 drink. Who wants to see me get more drunk? There's, like, not enough vodka. I thought almost a full bottle was enough vodka. But there's not enough vodka. Other thing I want to say is I poured this glass of the bubbly like 5 minutes ago, and it has not stopped bubbling to the top. What's the alcohol content on this fucking shit? Do not shake. Chill. I already did that. Ozma cork again. It's 750 milliliters. What's the alcohol by volume on this? How drunk am I? I read the whole bottle. It doesn't say. So we'll never know how drunk I am. I'm gonna go get my cork again. Fuck you, Twitch. Fuck you. The website of Twitch. What are we doing? That's right. A war ceremony. Alright. Let's drink a little more. Y'all, I'm going to sober up for this. Hold on. Okay. Sober sack speaking. Y'all, I might be too old. I might be too old to drink an entire bottle of champagne in one night. This is sober sack speaking. I've managed to gather enough mental fortitude to sober up long enough to tell you, do not let me do this next year. I don't have it. I'm too old. I don't drink enough is the thing. Like, your liver is better at withstanding alcohol when you drink constantly, but I only drink when I stream. And I need to be clear about this, because I know there's like a joke about me being an alcoholic, but I actually legitimately only drink when I stream. So please, for the love of God, do not let me fucking do this next year. You have to stop me. Someone has to stop me. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm going back. Oh, drunk sack's coming back. Oh, drunk sack's coming back. That's it. That's all you get for sober. That's all you get for sober sack. Sober sack's gone. Drunk sack's back. Get out of here, fucking sober loser. Oh, what a fucking loser. Not chugging vodka. Anyway. Fuck yeah, baby. Let's fucking do it. Best gameplay. This is the game that when it's in your hands, you like clicking the buttons. This is the game that feels good when you do things in it. That's my definition. That's my definition of it, is the game that feels nice to play and has good mechanics and like you like actually playing it. Not necessarily good story or good characters. That's divorced. That's divorced from it. It's just like the actual gameplay loops, the reward mechanisms is satisfying for you to do. I think this might have been a backdoor politics win. No. It wasn't, but it was a close race. Alright. Atelier Marie remake. The Alchemist of Salberg. I think I'm sobering up. I think enough time has passed that sober sack is returning, not out of pure willpower, but because this is just sober sack again. Alright, next up in the turn order is Fire Emblem 4, Genealogy of the Holy War. Nice classic. Not that sober, I apparently can't say the word classic. Hollow Knight Silk Song, and following up with, of course, Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2, Space Marine Dos, Space Marine Knee. A more sober version of me could have given you more ways to say 2. Duh. As they say. I feel like somewhere in the back of my brain I know how to count to 2 in German. But I'm too drunk for that shit. Pow pow! So, which game was the best clacky button presser? I don't remember. I do remember. I actually do remember on this one. And tonight, the best winner of best clacky button presser is why. Thank you. Here's the thing. You're not going to believe me. I actually thought Zwei. But the problem was I couldn't remember what 1 is, so I wasn't capable of counting to it. So, here we go. Best gameplay. Ba-bum. Ba-bum, 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 is Hollow Knight Silksong. And that is something that Sober Sack would have been able to remember. But you're not dealing with Sober Sack tonight. You're dealing with, I've drank almost an entire bottle of champagne tonight, Sack, is what you're doing. And almost an entire bottle of vodka. Drink, 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 drink. I'm out of this. I've run out of vodka. I've run out of 100 proof vodka. That was definitely in this bottle. I know this because all Phantom of the Inferno characters are all named after numbers in German. I know this for some reason because I just know things. But it was too far back in my brain. It was in the wrong shelf, and I wasn't able to pull open the file cabinet and pull it out. Alright, the best clacky button press is ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. Oh, it's Hollow Knight Silksong. I already gave the award. Alright, do I need to explain that? Did I need to explain that? I don't think I knew to. I think that's like we're good, right? We understand. We understand this one, right? Like, I think you can look at this, and, like, the only nominee I would even need to explain was Marie, which I think is just, like, I do really like the simplistic alchemy of the game. I do think it functions very well. It's very, like, stripped down compared to latest Atelier games, and I think it's very complimentary. But I don't know if I need to explain any of these others. I think they just stand for themselves, and I think best gameplay, winner, Silksong. Like, I don't think I need to say more about that. My body's rejecting the alcohol now. I don't know if I have enough in me to finish this champagne. I mean, like, serious. I mean, serious. I probably should not drink this whole bottle. Like, I don't think I can. Like, I don't think I have it. I have a coffee right here. I'm gonna drink some coffee. Spiked coffee is what I'm saying as a joke, but like, no, that's like, yeah. At the very least, we need to go a few minutes before I drink anymore. Because this is me cutting me off right now, where I'm like, no more of that. No more. I can feel it hitting wrong. It went from hitting right to hitting wrong. Okay, next up in the turn is the award for Best Narrative. Best Narrative. This is the game. This is not including characters. This is just like best plot, best story, best side quests, best delivery of all of that. What game gives us the best overall story beats? So, we have got Dispatch, Fire Emblem, Genealogy of the Holy War, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Space Marine 2. After this, I'm going to need to pee, which I think will actually help sober me up, because for whatever reason, pissing helps sober me. Probably because the alcohol's not physically in my body anymore. So, I think we all know why these are here. Dispatch, pretty famous story game. Genealogy of the Holy War, arguably one of the best stories in Fire Emblem history. Excuse me. Silk Song, of course. Very great environmental storytelling. Interesting narrative. Interesting sort of like semi-redemption arc for the main character. Really good. And then Space Marine, you can just copy and paste my Silk Song review. Although I would say that Titus doesn't need a fucking redemption arc, because he did nothing wrong, because he's just warp resistant. And that's just sort of his gimmick. But anyway, best narrative going on to dun 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 dun. And it's Fire Emblem, Genealogy of the Holy War. That's fair. I think everyone gets that. I don't think that needs an explanation. I think everyone can be like, yeah, I understand that. Like, if you have a passing knowledge of Genealogy of the Holy War, like, it's a game that takes place over 2 generations with a, like, massive mid-game twist. And it's got one of the, like, most in-depth stories in Fire Emblem history. It's also like one of the fucking darkest, because it's the game that opens up with the line, children were burned alive in droves. But anyway, yeah, there you go. That is the best narrative for video games I played in 2025. Look forward to that. I'm back and that alcohol's hitting. It's like the point where it's like absorbed in my system. Now that I'm like talking, I feel more lucid. But I also I think I'm at this point where I'm like lucid enough that I'm aware that I am like absolutely fucking shit-faced. I don't think, even if I drink this whole bottle, I don't think we're going to get blackout levels. But like, yeah, I'm drunk. Would a vampire get fucked up if they sucked your blood? Probably. Maybe not like all the way fucked up. But yeah, it's because, like I said, like the problem is I really don't drink when I'm not on stream. So, like, part of the problem is I think I'm not prepared. And I've been drinking less and less, is the thing. So the problem is I think I'm not prepared for the level of alcohol I'm currently consuming. So let's just take a chill a little bit. We'll drink through this coffee a little bit. The going to the bathroom, I think, did help a little bit. I will say that last year took me 3 hours. So we're drinking faster. It's a little bit of the issue, I think. And you really got to pace yourself, because the problem with champagne, which as we know is from Italy, is that the problem with champagne is the carbonation helps like speed it through your system. So I've heard. I don't know how true it is, but I've heard that. So I think the problem is, like, it might be hitting a little faster because we're drinking it in less time than normal. I'm standing on one leg. I'm letting you know that. Because, hold on. Boom, standing on one leg. You know what? Here's a fun fact. I will tell you when I'm not on one leg. Here's a fun fact you might not know about me. Here's a little aside before we get back into the awards. What are we on next? Characters? I have a fucking fantastic sense of balance. Like an absolutely crazy sense of balance. To the point where I once looked up how long you would have to stand on one leg for to get the world record. And the answer is like 72 hours or some shit like that. It's not gonna fucking happen. It's whoever set that record was fucking insane. They were shitting and pissing themselves. They had diapers and shit like that. I gave up immediately. I think my record is 5 minutes. I'm still on one leg. I have yet to put my second foot down. But that's to show that I'm not balancing myself. But this is legit. I am really, really good at balancing on one leg. And I want you to be clear. I think it's obvious at this point I'm fucking drunk, because part of my stream idea for this award ceremony is I'm balancing on one leg and you can't see my other fucking foot. That's how drunk I am, is that I think that this is a solid idea that makes sense. And I am doing it. I don't think the idea is to go as hard as I can, mostly because there is no hard and fast limit to the amount of time I can stand on one leg. The actual limit to the amount of time I can stand on one leg is until my leg muscles are tired of standing on one leg. And which is right about now, because I'm fucking tired. I'm done. It's actually really strenuous. I'm no longer standing on one leg, if that was not obvious. But the main point I want to make is I bet drunk I can stand on one leg while absolutely shit-faced longer than most of you can do it while sober. Yeah. That's a challenge. Okay. I'm going to need more coffee after this, because it's not really a good idea. Here's just a tip. It's not really a good idea to go to bed while absolutely shit-faced sloshed. So I am planning to stay up even after the stream, just a little bit longer. So I'm probably gonna get a little more coffee. So, but okay, I think we're ready for the next award, which is Best Characters. I don't think I need to explain this word. I might need to explain what showed up here, but I don't think I need to explain the concept of the award. I think the title of the award, Best Characters, is enough that you all understand what's being placed here, right? Excuse me. Dare I? I dare. Just a few sips. Nope. 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 I rejected it. I rejected it. Oh, God. My body didn't want that. My body didn't want to do that. Alright, so Best Characters, we have another reappearance of Atelier Marie remake, The Alchemist of Salberg. Honestly, I would argue characters are the whole gimmick on Atelier Marie, right? Dispatch. Honestly, I'd argue characters are the whole gimmick on Dispatch, right? Fire Emblem, Genealogy of the Holy War. This is a game with a lot of characters, and some of them are really important and interesting. And then we've got Poison Control, which is all about exploring the personal hells created by people based on their regrets and stuff like that. So, there you go. 4 very character-centric games. Which one was the best? We'll find out. Ba-bum. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. Bum-bum. And the winner is... It's Dispatch. It was Dispatch. Who saw that coming? Who saw the game that I praised specifically for its characters. To the point where I was like, really, the characters are like the main draw and the plot kind of sucks. Who'd have seen that coming? No one would have ever suspected that the game that's core focus almost exclusively is being the characters. Almost exclusively being the characters. Was the game that won the character concept award. Who'd have thought of that? Who would have guessed that? Who'd have ever figured that shit out? Not I, said the fox. And the fox tonight, I guess. I don't know. When you're drunk, you get to pick an animal. And I guess my animal is fox. For some reason. Tonight. I don't know. Alright. Moving on to the next category. The next category is a special one. Whereas every other previous category, and then every following category, it's an honor to even be nominated. This next category is really the opposite of that. For you see, it is an honor to even be nominated, dishonor to even be nominated for Worst of the Year. These are the games I played last year that were not as good as any of the others. The bottom four. The 4 games I played last year that were not quite as good as the others. Kicking us off, Atelier Marie, The Alchemist of Salzburg 2, Necromunda, Hired Gun, which is a 40k game. Don't let it fool you. 40k, Space Marine, Anniversary Edition specifically. And we got a Nintendo game up here, The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom. Some of these appearing for the first time in any of these awards. And then some of them as Atelier Marie, which actually won an award already. So, ignore that for the purpose of this. So, what wins? What was the worst game I played last year? The winner. Da-dun. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. It was Necromunda Hired Gun. And if I'm being honest with you, it was not close. So, alright. As I mentioned, I didn't really play a lot of games last year. I gotta stop sipping that wine. Excuse me. I've got to stop drinking that. I am rejecting it harder every time. Yeah, Atelier Ellie is like a good game, and it won the best best character designs or whatever. Best visuals, maybe? I think it was best visuals. It didn't deserve to be on here. The only reason it even got slotted was because something had to take it. And like I said, I think everything got nominated because I just did not play a lot of games last year. Excuse me. Space Marine is definitely worse than Atelier Ellie, but it's sort of in the same boat. Where, honestly, I do think Space Marine, although it has issues, I do think it's a good game. It is on here because something had to be on here. Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom. That game kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not good. I wanted it to be better, but it just kind of isn't. You can watch my review if you want more details. Necromunda Hired Gun. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's not like... If we were to compare every game that has ever won Worst of the Year, it's like the best one, to be fair. Because there are things about it that are enjoyable. But it's kind of weak, is the problem. It's not fun. There's a lot of issues with it. Necromunda Hired Gun. Worst of the Year. We've only got 2 categories left. I don't think I'm going to get through the champagne tonight. And to be honest, I don't think I should. Next up, the penultimate award, Game of the Night. It's the Game of the Night. It's the Game of the Night. What is the Game of the Night award, you might ask? Why, of course, Game of the Night award is the award for the game that got fucked over the hardest by backstage politics. It's the game that would have won awards, probably, had it been allowed to win the awards. Had there been things not preventing it from winning awards. What are those things? You'll never know. Unless you watch the previous videos where I describe what could possibly cause you to win awards. But, Game of the Night. Passed out. How much did I miss? I don't fucking know. Who knows? Time is a river. And we're all just floating on it, mate. Can anyone truly miss anything when we exist on the river of time? In this world where one event goes into the next so cleanly, so neatly? And when I'm gonna upload the VODs or some shit, I don't know. Our nominees for the category of Game of the Night include Atelier Marie Remake, The Alchemist of Salberg, Dispatch, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and Space Marine 2. These are the games that got most fucked over by the politics surrounding the awards. They just didn't campaign hard enough, but in that, they deserve their own awards. And so, take another sip of this coffee. The winner is dun 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 dun. It's Hollow Knight Silksong. Yes, indeed, Hollow Knight Silksong. Fun fact about Hollow Knight Silksong: it won a different award and technically acquired less points than last year's Game of the Night winner, SMT5 Vengeance. But the awards that were stolen from them due to politics are exactly the same. So I think that's an interesting a bit of information for everyone. Is that Silksong was robbed. Go ahead, type it in, go to your Twitters, and put in that Silksong was robbed. But maybe don't use Twitter. Twitter's a fucking mess right now. Yo, actually, hold on. We gave him your flowers. Before we get to the final award of the night, can we talk about how big of a mess Twitter is right now? Because, like, there's, like, this new thing. Don't do this. I don't think I need to say this. There's this new, grok tool. Skong was robbed. There's this new, grok tool that people are using to, undress people. And, on Twitter. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? And the crazy thing is, it's being used to undress. If you're a woman on Twitter right now, you're basically fucked because someone has used an AI to make you naked. Yeah, that's the new thing. There's a Grok is new AI thing is you can direct it to edit photos, and people are using it to make people like to like rip clothes off of people. This is real. This is a real thing. And like, so Twitter, if you go to like Grok or something on like Twitter, it's just filled with like nude images. Because AI is being used to like strip people's clothes from like, from their photos, regardless of who you are. If you're like a woman on Twitter, you have probably been stripped naked by Grok at this point. It is like aggressive at this, that people are doing this. But like the crazier thing about this that I have heard is that supposedly it's able to people are using it to like strip children naked, which is easily the most fucked up thing about it. So I was trying to be like, yo, why is it even capable of performing this bit of information? Like, I'm more apologetic to AI than most people, but this is the most fucked up thing I learned, is that apparently early AI LLM designs, like language learning model designs, were based off of like large databases of images from like Facebook and shit. Some of which were like illegal. So the reason it even has the capability of stripping children naked or something is because apparently like Grok and shit like that was actually trained on like occasional images of like just fucking nude children, which is like the most fucked up thing I've ever fucking heard related to AI. So yeah, there you fucking go, I guess. Yeah. Thank God I don't use Twitter, and I'm so that's what I've heard. I don't know. I don't use Twitter either. But it's like a huge controversy. And people are being warned about using Twitter. Specifically because of those because of that. Like, people are being like warned off of Twitter. It's like, hey, don't go on Twitter. If you have photos on Twitter, remove your photos off of Twitter. Stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. If I broke the news to someone, take yourself and your kids' photos off of Twitter. Because Elon is really, really bad at policing his own fucking website. On an aside note, Razer has introduced a new AI assistant that like sits on your desk as like a little cylinder, and you can like cycle through them. And honestly, I was interested in it, and then I looked in it, and then I found out it was running off of Grok, and I'm like, I don't want any fucking Grok thing on my goddamn desk. So, but yeah, I did like kind of the idea of this cute little AI assistant, but like, yeah, not interested in fucking Grok anything for, at this point, multiple reasons. So, anyway, there you go. Breaking news on that shit. Alright, what else we got? Nothing. I guess we're done. I guess we're at the final award of the night. I'm more or less sober at this point, so I'm going to take another sip, but I'm going to tell you that every time I take a sip, only Grok I want is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I've not read that book, but I should. My body is telling me no. I don't care if I get through the whole bottle, because I'm definitely not going to. But I've poured this glass, and I'm going to finish this glass by the end of the night. No matter how slow I have to take it, I'm getting through this glass by the end of the night. Alright, everyone. Game of the year. This is the best game I played this last year. Excuse me. Game of the Year for 2025. This is, of all the games I played 2025, all the games that have gotten awards so far, this is the one that was the most enjoyable play. Starts to stop. This is the most fucked up I've ever been while doing the award ceremony. Look forward to the post on whether I vomit or not, I guess. Game of the Year, Atelier Marie remake, The Alchemist of Salzburg. Dispatch, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Space Marine 2. I don't think there's recency bias involved in this, despite the fact that all of these are the games I played most recently. Because I did not play a lot of games last year. So, I think we're good, because I want to sit down. Which game was the best game I played last year? Ba-bum. 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 Bum. Winner of Game of the Year, the crown jewel, the greatest award, the award that every single game is chasing, is Space Marine 2. Yes. So why did Space Marine 2 win? Because it's so fucking fun to play, dude, is the problem. Like, Space Marine 2 is a game I had to tear myself away because I wanted to keep playing it. Every other game I was satisfied with. Atelier Marie almost outstayed its welcome. Silksong outstayed its welcome. Dispatch lasted the perfect amount of time. But Space Marine 2 was a game I just kept wanting more of. And I think that's all there really is to it. It manages to perform competently at everything, and it just feels so good to play, and there's so many layers to it. So, there you go. Game of the Year, baby. That's it. That's the award ceremony. It's your most swear. Hope you all have swear. Swear. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. Part of that was me fucking around. I did start stuttering at the beginning though. So, yeah, that was the awards. That was the third annual Dialogue Tree Awards. I do have plans for fourth annual because I do enjoy doing it. I gotta cut down on the alcohol next time. I gotta cut down on the alcohol in general. I think because I'm not drinking like I used to. So I think I just don't have the tolerance. But yeah, I think we're done with this stream tonight. We still got how much we got? We got about this much, which I will drink before I go to bed. And then we've got about this much left in the bottle, which I will drink not tonight. Not tonight, I'm not going to drink that. So, anyway, yeah, I think we're good. Next Sunday, I think we might have to do picking shows, is the thing. So I'm going to let you know we might do picking shows next Sunday for winter 2026, because we're in a new year. And I think the New Year's season has already started. So look forward to that. When are we getting back to KOTOR? I don't know. Nobody knows. We'll never know. But yeah, other than that, that's it. Hope everyone had a good time. I've been Sacrabalic, your envoy of hope. And this has been the Dialogue Tree Awards 3rd annual year anniversary. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.